Good afternoon, morning, evening. Not sure when you might watch this video, but I'm Brandon Tucker, and here to give y'all one of our assignments this week was to give a personal testimony, so I wanted to share mine with the group. Wasn't raised up in church. I went to the occasional vacation Bible school. Pretty much other than that, we were CEO type family. We went on Christmas and Easter and other holidays, and basically I lived my adult life thinking I knew who Jesus was. I can remember when I was about 8 or 9 years old, I was at a vacation Bible school when I said, the little prayer that everybody says, and for a long time I thought I was saved. When I was 36, my father-in-law passed away, and he was not only did he allow me to marry his only daughter, he was one of my best friends, and it was a tough time for us. I can remember sitting in the yard the day that it was on New Year's Eve. I was actually cooking some barbecue to have a little New Year's Eve party when he ended up having a mild heart attack, and they took him to the hospital that morning, but everything was okay, but there was a feeling inside me that I didn't think he was going to come back home. And spent most of the day trying to figure out why. Why would God do something like this to somebody like Ronnie, who was brought up in church and was there every single Sunday? And how am I going to explain this to my daughters who, loved him unconditionally? So anyway, Ronnie passed away later on that night on New Year's Eve, but I can remember sitting in our bedroom here and praying and telling God I wasn't talking to him, I was talking to Ronnie. So even in the times where I'm trying to fight my way away from God, he still had me in prayer. But for the next 6 months or so, I did what every man does. He puts everything on his shoulders and trying to do everything on his own, and just crawling and fighting and trying to run away as far as I could from God at that point. I didn't understand, and I was bad. And it took, we started going, my wife wanted to start going back to church, so we started going. And, I went halfway listening, and one Sunday morning we were sitting in the, I was in the third row. The way our church sets up, we got 3 different sections, and then I was in the middle row on the third row, about the 4th seat from the aisle. Our offering song was Amazing Grace, and it just hit me, and just broke down, boo-hooing like a little baby. And the whole time, and if you don't believe it, the devil's working on you just as hard as he is when you're inside that building as he is when you're outside of it. And he was really working on me, and God was working on me. The devil's saying, hey, grown men, don't cry. And God was saying, hey, it's time to do this the right way. So anyway, I sucked it up, and I sat there during that whole service just trying to fight back the emotions of what was really going on. Have I been pushing away the only person that's willing to help me and willing to be there for me? Well, I don't even remember what the message was about. I just remember those 2 songs I'll never forget. The offered, excuse me, messed it up again. The invitational song was Old Rugged Cross, which happened to be one of Ronnie's favorite hymns. And at that point, I couldn't take it anymore. I was just overwhelmed with emotions, and I can remember going to the altar that morning and just letting God know that I've been fighting against you all these years. For 36 years, you waited on me. And I want to give my life to you. And that's what I did. And it's been a joyful ride ever since. You see the things that the times he blessed you when you really didn't need a blessing, all those times you start to see, man, I really was lucky and I really am blessed. But a few years before that, I used to play softball all the time, and I let softball become my God. That's what I went to work just so I could go and play. We played every single weekend, and I never understood why people would get, hey, why aren't you in church? Because I'm playing ball, and that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And anyway, I stopped playing ball for about 4 or 5 years before Ronnie passed away. And then, forever I thought I was the man taking that away because I was doing the right thing for my family. But looking back on it now, that was his move. He took that from me so that I could. It took a while, but so I could refocus and get to him. But after I got saved, I started getting involved in the church. I started doing all kinds of stuff. I started a 3-on-3 basketball league. We started a barbecue competition where we could get teams out and share the gospel to the community. And then he opened up an opportunity for me to go back to the softball field. So right now I'm using softball as a way to share the gospel to other people, because I was out there a long time and there's a lot of lost people who play that game. And that's what he's done for me. I've just had a softball tournament this weekend. We had 10 softball teams that we had a little devotion at the end of each tournament at the starting of the day. So over 200 men got to hear the word of God because of the difference he's made in my life. And I guess it's been about a year and a half ago now, he told me it was time to do a little more. So that's what's got me here at Fruitland right now, going through this training and going through the studies and just trying to take these classes one step at a time. I don't know exactly where he's leading me, but I know that he's leading, and I just got to get out of the way sometimes. So that's my testimony in a nutshell. I hope it's worth listening to. If it's not, it was worth saying. So thank you guys.